Yeah, hey guys, Romie here. So this is the recap for Love and Hip Hop Season 5, Episode 7, Playing with Fire. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, if I didn't say that already. Yeah, so the episode starts off with Carly Red meeting up with Tommy. And essentially their conversation is this. Their conversation is, keep your name out of your mouth. Keep my name out of your mouth. Keep my name out of your mouth. It's like, oh really? So you don't want to hear anything I have to say? No, I don't want to hear anything that you have to say. Alright, I'll remember that. And as we know, Carly Red is very messy. And so when she was just like, Tommy's gonna really want to know who I'm working with or who I wanted to go and talk to her about. But I guess since she doesn't want to hear anything from me, that's how it's gonna be. And the reason why Carly Red was upset because it was just like, okay, so I go and I talk to you about Jocelyn, and at the end of the day, I didn't say anything that was malicious. I just said the truth. I just said my truth. And so then you went and you ran back to Jocelyn and gave her that information. That made me look a certain way. That made me come off a certain way. And whether she wants to admit it or not, she still wants to be friends with Jocelyn. She doesn't really know why Jocelyn went and clowned her like that. So she wants answers. She wants some type of resolution. And that's the real reason why she's doing all this. She just doesn't realize it yet. So again, it's very important that I said Carly was going to tell Tommy something, but that didn't end up happening because Tommy was just like, well, you know what? How I roll and how I operate is you don't tell me speculations and rumors and say this and that in my company because I will repeat it if I'm friends with that person. I'm like, okay, true enough. Would I do it? Yeah, I would. So I can't say anything. Then we have this weird pseudo relationship between Dawn and Jocelyn, the Puerto Rican princess. And the whole thing with that relationship is, I see what the real issue is. Jocelyn really doesn't have any friends in general, especially on this show in the cast. And so Jocelyn needs to bring someone back in. And Jocelyn just talks about how, you know what happened with Dawn and I, the reality is I was in my feelings, I was feeling myself, it was me, myself, and I. And as a result, I went and treated her a certain way by just pretending like she didn't exist. Kind of like how you treated Erica Pinky? Is that how you say her name? Jessica Dime? How you treat Jessica Dime? Pretending like she doesn't exist? Are you going to be friends with her next season too? Is this how this is going to end up? Is this how this is going to really operate? Yeah, we'll see about that. Yeah, and again, it's like, wait a minute, this is the same woman, Dawn, who went and put your information out there that you're not married to Stevie, which we figured out, that the house that you were in, that you said that you owned, you're actually renting, that you didn't own anything in that house, you just put a security deposit on that house for the season, or VH1, Viacom did. And that's why I'm also trying to figure out, we're talking about, oh, we're going apartment shopping, we're going house hunting. Don't you and Stevie have a house together? Why are both of you staying in apartments? Did you sell that house when you went out to LA? Did you think you were going to be out in LA longer? Did you think that you were going to have so much success in LA that you didn't need to come back to Atlanta? Is that what you really thought? You thought a couple of months in LA and you would have been a superstar. Alright. Alright. Stevie comes in and he's irritated. He's like, what is she doing here? She went and put our business out on the street. I don't like her. I don't trust her. And here's my issue with you. You're constantly doing stuff behind my back, Jocelyn. And I will give Stevie that. Jocelyn does do a lot of stuff behind her back. But Jocelyn comes back at him quickly. He's just like, look, you go and do stuff to my face that's hurtful. Why haven't I seen my contract yet? How have I not seen my contract yet? That doesn't make any sense. I am who I am. I'm working and I'm doing things, I'm making moves. And again, this was the same situation where when Dawn was in the picture, Jocelyn tried to take more control again, specifically with her contract and things of that nature. And Stevie didn't like that. That's part of the reason why he doesn't like Dawn, but he's not going to admit that. He doesn't like Dawn also because of the fact that Dawn goes and plants these seeds of doubt in Jocelyn's head to make her really think about and evaluate what's going on in her life. Oh yeah, and the reason why Jocelyn loves Dawn so much, it's just like, well, Dawn is real. Dawn is real. She's from the streets, just like me. She's from the streets. She did time in jail. And, because Dawn also wanted to talk to Jocelyn about what was Tommy's issue. And Dawn came up with the conclusion that I guess Dawn's a cast member now because she's in the confessionals. Unless anyone who gets some type of airtime this season gets some confessional talk and gets a little check. I guess that's how we do it now. The budget's just so big that we can hand everyone a job. And Dawn was just saying how, you know, KK, she was in jail, but she only did 10 months compared to what I did, like a couple of years. She only did 10 months, so she's saying that she's this and that, she's big and bad, but she's clearly just sticking Tommy out on people when it's really her who has the problem with everyone. Because I don't talk about Tommy, I don't care about Tommy, I don't know who Tommy is, even though I know her name. I don't know who she is. I don't know who that hood rat Tommy is. Okay, yeah, is that what we're really gonna go with? Is that what we're really gonna go with? Anyway, like I said, Jocelyn was just like, Stevie, yeah, I love you, bye, but go and give me my contract. And so we'll see when that happens, because I think she's finally gonna see her contract for the first time in what, 5 or 7 years? Something ridiculous like that. Carly Red, messy Carly Red, is up to no good again. She's meeting up with Scrap, and they're having this conversation of, well, you know what? We can work something out together. You can go in and I want to do an interview with you. I want to go into business with you. But you know what's, aside from that, having you on my podcast, on Playboy podcast, you know, talk about sex and what you like to do. And so they go into that into detail. And Scrap was just like, you know, he likes it in public. He likes to stand it up. He likes a lot. He likes a lot. He likes a freak. That's what Scrap likes. He likes a freak. Carly Red is a freak. Carly Red apparently, ever since the Playboy shoot, Life Jennings was just like, look, they're not giving me a check anymore, so I'm going to bounce until they give me another check. And so she's just playing it off like, oh, I haven't seen him since the Playboy shoot, and because of that, you know, I'm seeing him, but I'm not really with him. And that's the same thing that Scrap did to Tommy. He was just like, you know, me and Tommy are cool, we're casual, we're seeing each other. Clearly Tommy doesn't feel the same way. Well, as far as I know, Tommy's actually acting, so it doesn't really matter. And Carly Red, doing her usual thing, had Scrap go and take off his jacket. They go and they make out, and it was like, I don't know why I was disgusted. Something about it just grossed me. I don't know what it was. Just because I was like, this is some fake I don't curse, I don't do all that on my channel. Let me stop. Oh yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Jocelyn goes to someone's house, goes to someone's beautiful, elaborate house, and she has to go and do Clue. It's like, you go to do, where is the Clue-manada? It's in the kitchen. It's in the pot. It's in the basketball court. It's under the basketball. Then you're going to go out into the living room. Where in the living room? You're going to look outside. Then you're going to see it's K. Michelle. It's K. Michelle's house in Atlanta. It's beautiful. K. Michelle has this butler, and the butler is like, yes, and go and follow the directions and you'll find the master. I'm like, oh, the master? I know that's right, K. Michelle. Thank God he was white. I think he was white. I hope he was white. Anyway, so K. Michelle and Jocelyn, they trade war stories. K. Michelle's main goal of coming back to Atlanta is because she wants to stunt on them. She wants to stunt on everyone who doubted her, everyone who downplayed her intelligence, downplayed her talent. She's over these people. She's tired of them, and I don't blame her, but my whole thing is, K. Michelle, we feel like you were doing so well. You were heading in an upright, positive trajectory and direction, and then you come back to Atlanta to go and be petty again? Why do you want to deal with Rashida? Why do you want to deal with Mimi? Why do you want to actually deal with these people? I get it. It's the whole thing of confronting them and showing them how you made it. You came off of the show. You put out now 3 albums, 3 successful albums. You made it. You really made you really took lemons and made lemonade out of it. Life handed you lemons, but you made lemonade. That's what you did. And then you're coming back on here. I get it. They're paying you a lot of money and you have a score to settle. But it's just coming off as super petty and unnecessary. I do understand that they lied on you. So I will give you that, because no one's going to go. I do not care. I'm the type of person where this is how I really am in public day to day. Oh yeah, hi, my name's Raymond. Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, just smiling. You lie on me? You lie on me. I'm just like, Yeah, no, what you can't speak now. That's what I thought. So I get it. I really get it. But coming off as a little too petty, and this is my chick because at the end of the day, I had my video release party and I invited the people who apparently had a problem with me or who I was supposed to have a problem with, and they didn't come. They weren't grown or mature enough to come. And K. Michelle's also inviting people like, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're getting a little too soon. Stevie figures, you know what? I'm actually on good terms with Mimi. So since I'm now on good terms with Mimi, I can go and ask her for counsel. I can go and ask her for counsel and see how she's going to help me out with Jocelyn. I'm just like, wait a minute. So you go to your baby mama, ex-girlfriend / baby mama, and you're going to ask her about your current wife who you got with while you were still... I was still Mimi with on that front, but I was like, Mimi, stop it, because shower rod. Shower rod, shower rod, shower rod. Anyway, my whole thing with that whole debacle, that whole situation, was just that Stevie wants to go and stay over at Mimi's house. I'm just like, Mimi, don't fall for it. Mimi, you are smart. Do not fall for this. Just for a little while so he can figure things out. I'm like, Stevie, you're actually making money now. You can stay in the hotel. Stop it. Or can you? Or can you? And, so I'm like, Mimi, you put one step forward, you go one step forward, 3 steps back. 1 step forward, 3 steps back. Like, what? And you have, what's her face? Tommy going and meeting up with Jocelyn. Jocelyn was just like, look, you need to cool it, little girl. You need to cool it. Tommy's just like, you know, Jocelyn, I like you and we're cool, but I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I'm going to have my own opinions. Jocelyn's just like, stop it. Because I've been where you are and I know where you're headed. And I know how bad things can get and will get if you keep acting a damn fool. Stop it. We are acting right now. You are an actress. You are a wannabe actress. And so we need to go and craft a storyline. But you can't go and act a fool and mess up your reputation all in the name of trying to get this 15 minutes of fame and maintaining it. That's what she probably really wanted to say because the whole conversation was irrelevant. The whole conversation was irrelevant. And we get past that to Jessica Dime meeting up with Carly Red. And so that's when Carly Red goes and tells Jessica Dime about the fact that, oh, you know, even though her and Life Jennings, they cool, but they're not really speaking right now, she's dealing with Scrap. And Jessica Dime's just like, you know what? You're dealing with Scrap? I'm dealing with another Scrap. Scrappy. Little Scrappy. It's just like, little Scrappy. It's like, yeah, you know, oh, so you're going to turn him into Big Scrappy? It's like, no, he should have been Big Scrappy. I felt her on that front, but I'm just like, why are you playing him like that? I guess she needs some type of storyline to go with, since there really is no point of her being on the show this season as far as having a real storyline. I don't know why, what's her face? Carly Red was acting like, oh my gosh, Scrappy. I'm like, Carly Red, are we really going to pretend like you didn't have a thing for Scrappy? Not like a real thing, but just like you weren't mad at how Scrappy looked before, so why are you playing games now? I mean, if you can... Let me stop. Because, oh, men not supposed to men not supposed to comment on other men. Please. So, some of the most masculine men are the biggest gossips. Trust me, I know that. So let's not do that. Anyway, we have Mimi invite Chris over, and like I said, Chris wasn't gonna last. I knew it. Chris wasn't gonna last, and it was a good thing that Chris wasn't gonna last, because if Chris was on here for longer, I feel like Chris will have changed how Chris is. Lord Jesus, that was too much. So Chris is just like, look, this is too much, because Mimi goes and tells Chris about the fact that CVJ is actually going to go and potentially stay with her. And that was the last straw. It's just like, you know, you have all these new characters coming into the fray. You have this Dawn person. You have, who else? Dawn and, I forgot who the other person was. Jessica Dime. All these new people acting a damn fool. And Chris is over. Chris is just like, I did not come here to be in a relationship with all these people. I came here to be in a relationship with you. So I'm not gonna go and put up with this foolishness. So Chris goes, leaves Mimi. It's just like, you know what? We could possibly be together, but you need to get your life together. I was just like, damn, Chris is actually really level-headed, just like I figured. That's how I knew this wasn't gonna work. So we get past that. And the funniest thing was when Chris was about to leave, and he was just like, you know what? I just need time to figure things out, or figure life out, or figure myself out. And Chris was just like, well, you know, I just need to leave. I was like, damn, Chris, I mess with you. And as we know, because K. Michelle is actually friends with Carly Red, because Carly Red and Jocelyn were the only people that still kept in communication with K. Michelle and kind of gave props and showed K. Michelle love when she left Atlanta. She still had love for both of them. So she goes and she speaks to Carly Red, and it was just like, you know what? I'm inviting you, of course, to my album release party. I'm inviting Mimi. I'm inviting I Hate Jessica Dime. I was like, wait a minute. You invited Jessica Dime. What happened to Atlanta? So what happened? No one has any idea. Jessica Dime must have said some shady stuff which pissed off, what's her face? Pissed off K. Michelle. We don't know. She's even inviting Rashida. Again, this is all to rub their faces, their noses in it. And she's still very bitter. So I'm hoping that someone at least comes to the release party so that she can get the closure that she needs. After that, we have, you know, the girls go and they're at this club because of the fact that it's Arian and Mimi's soon-to-be birthdays. So they're going to go and throw a big party and celebrate together. As you know, they should never do these whole parties together because things just go awry quickly. And the main issue is, first Carly Red goes and gives out the invitations to, of course, Jessica Dime, not to Jessica Dime, to Rashida, and also Mimi. Mimi's just like, yeah, I'm not going. She gives her invitation to Jessica Dime. Jessica Dime's confused because she's trying to think to herself, why in the world is Mimi... Why is Mimi invited? Why is Rashida invited, but not me? When I actually haven't done anything to K. Michelle. Like I said, I'm sure she ran her mouth saying something. And that's why K. Michelle was upset. And so she rips up the invitation. I think that Rashida will probably go. Because Rashida has that weird type of energy where it's just like, even if she has a problem with you, she's not really a confrontational person. I've noticed that. She's willing to just kind of be there and be like a mime to all the BS. So I have a feeling she might show up to K. Michelle's album release party. And who else? And who knows? All of them might. Mona might be like, look, you guys need to go. This is a good look. This episode was kind of slow. We need to pick things up. So aside from that, you have Jessica Dime seeing Bambi off with her new man. And the thing is, Rashida, it's just like, Lord Jesus, I don't want any issues. I don't want any issues. Jessica, behave. Jessica, behave. Stop it. Jessica, stop it. Jessica, stop it. Jessica is over. Jessica just has this whole vibe and energy of, I do not care. You know, I thought it was funny that Scrappy was talking to me and communicating with me, even though he's supposed to be in a relationship with Bambi. So I'm going to go and talk with her. I'm going to go and talk with her, and I'm going to go and see what's going on. So it's like, oh, so this guy's her dude? So, oh, she's not with Scrappy anymore? Well, it makes sense that you're not with Scrappy anymore because Scrappy's been calling me and been hitting me up. And so, of course, that irritated Bambi. So it's just like, okay, that's great. You two have a great life together. Bye. It's just like, I don't want Scrappy. I thought he was with you. Didn't you have some issues you need to work out? And I was just like, Jessica. Yeah, I don't like someone who pretends as if they're not messy when they are. If you're gonna be messy, at least admit it. That's why even though Carly Red does too much sometimes, she's very honest and upfront for the most part, Jocelyn included. That's why I like them regardless of what they do, because at least you know what you're getting when you're dealing with these ladies. Some of these other ones is just like, well, I don't know, and they do things in the dark and... Oh, come on now. If you're supposed to be a boss, then that's not a boss move. Again, this episode was kind of slow. Next week it's going to pick up, probably towards the end. Either way, please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Tell me what you thought about this episode as a whole. I'm going to go and blow my nose.